What will soon be revealed to you about your manifestation? Let's find out. Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to my channel. I am certified life coach Talia Sage, your manifesting goddess. This is a channel where I bring you guidance and tools that you can use to create your best life. Things that you can utilize to help you call in your manifestations quicker, to remove blockages, and whatever you need to know when it comes to your manifestation. So today's video is going to be all about utilizing the energy of the full moon in Cancer that's happening on January 13th to call in your manifestations. To start, the Moonology card for the full moon in Cancer says a personal issue reaches resolution. So let me introduce you to your piles so we can figure out how this really impacts you personally. All right, as you can see, we have 4 cards on the table before you. We're going to have group 1, 2, 3, and 4. Group 1, you have the jet crystal. Group 2, you have the quartz crystal. Group 3, you have sunstone. And group 4, you have carnelian. As always, this is a general reading, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest for someone else. If you're drawn to more than one pile, that's okay. It just means that you have multiple messages sprinkled throughout multiple different groups. When you're ready, you can find your timestamps listed down below in the description box, and I will see you at your selected pile. Hello, group 1. You chose this jet crystal card. We're going to be seeing what personal issue is reaching a resolution with this full moon in Cancer energy. Says jet, who needs it? Empaths, witchy types. When to use it? When asking for guidance from elsewhere. Think seance, guided meditation, hardcore tarot session. Jet can take the edge off of high vibe stones like moldavite and serpentine, and is a wise old friend to bring as your +1 wherever your triggers are sure to be on the guest list. Claim your space. Group 1, I feel like what's reaching a resolution for you when it comes to your manifestations is that there's been something that triggers you. There's been some sort of blockage that has been holding you back. And you're going to, A, have the wherewithal, have the self-awareness to realize that something is triggering you. B, I feel like it's going to be brought to your awareness. Your intuition is going to tell you, something is going to tell you or help you figure out why this thing is such a trigger for you. Because once you can name what the source is, what the problem is, you take away all its power. So then C, you will be fixing that trigger. You will be removing that blockage when it comes to your manifestation. Whatever this blockage is, this trigger, that is what has been holding you back from your manifestation. There could be several things holding you back, I don't know, but this is one of the big ones that you will be able to figure out within the next 6 months. Utilize this full moon energy in Cancer to help you get to the bottom of whatever this issue is so that you can remove this blockage once and for all. Claim your space. There's something that's been keeping you small, group 1. It's been keeping you stuck. It's maybe fear. Fear has been holding you back from taking those leaps that you're meant to take, from taking those action steps that are required for you to reach your manifestation. It could be fear that you're not enough, fear that you are not pretty enough, smart enough, that you don't feel that you have enough to offer. Whatever it is, it's going to be different for all of you. And if you would like to work with me one-on-one as your personal coach and cheerleader, I can help you get to the root of these issues. But whatever it is, over this next 6 months, you're going to have the wherewithal to understand that something is triggering you. And you're going to, I feel like you're going to do a deep dive. Some of you may be going through what many in the spiritual community call a dark night of the soul. If you don't know what that is, you may want to look it up. But it's like you're going to be doing this deep dive into yourself to get to the root cause of this issue so that you can heal it and move on, so that it's no longer holding you back and making you feel small. If you can hear noise in the background, that's my puppy. Okay, as I was shuffling, two things first up. There's this person that I like to watch on Fitbit Premium, and she's like 6'2" or something, and she talks about taking up your space. And it made me think of how oftentimes there are things about ourselves that are different than others around us that make us feel different, that make us feel less than. And oftentimes those very things that make us stand out are the things that make us want to hide. I feel like there's something about you, there's something unique about you, Group 1, that you have been hiding for fear of rejection. Maybe in the past, someone rejected you because of this thing, or made fun of you because of this thing, or made you feel different. But that very thing that you feel makes you feel different, that thing that you feel that you have to hide away from the world, that is what you need to come to terms with, because that is your superpower. Also, the quote by, I think it's Rumi, the wound is where the light enters. That message, that is your quote for this time. That is your quote for these next 6 months. The wound is where the light enters you. There is some sort of wound that you have, some sort of pain, regret, fear. And once you get to the bottom of that fear, that is when the light can come in. That is when literally this full moon is trying to shed that light on that area of your life so that you can grow and expand through whatever this is and reach your manifestations that much easier. The next card that you have out is boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? Whatever this wound is that you have, it has been preventing you from having the necessary boundaries. You could be a people pleaser. You could lack self-control in certain areas of your life, give way to bad habits, to negative self-talk, to not take care of your body properly. It's going to be different for all of you. So reflect on these words and reflect on your life about where you lack boundaries, where you lack discipline. Because that is what this full moon is trying to shed a light on. That is what this full moon is trying to help you heal so that you can be ready to receive your manifestation. And look at this. She's claiming her space in this card. I love this. Arms wide out, right? Like, no, go back. Claiming her space. That is what you're being called to do. There is some area of your life in which you need better boundaries, whether that's with your work, with friends and family, with yourself. Only you will know what that is. So take some time to sit with yourself and think about it. Maybe you have a goal to be a business owner, but everyone around you always needs something. So you always show up for them, and then you never have energy to do whatever it is that you want to do for your business or yourself or relationships. It's time to place boundaries and say no. I feel like, okay, I was just shown the movie Yes Man, where they just said yes to everything. You need to be a no man or no woman, whatever it is that you are. Start saying no to some things. I feel like you are doing too much. You are allowing people to take too much from you, whether that's people, situations. You need to reserve something for yourself. That is why you have not made the progress that you want to see towards your manifestation, because you don't have enough energy, brain power, emotional capacity left at the end of the day to pour into the things that you need to pour into to achieve your desires and goals. As I'm saying that, the Knight of Cups pops out. This is what you're being called to do. You're being called to embark upon a new journey of focusing on your own cup. Keep your eye on your own bobber, as my coworker likes to say. Focusing on your cup, not rushing ahead and allowing everything to spill out, not doing too much and allowing things to spill out, but taking your time, saying yes to the things that need to be said yes to, saying no to the things that you need to say no to, and making sure that your cup is always full enough for you. Making sure that your cup is filled. Back to that, the put on your own oxygen mask first. That's what you're being called to do. There's some area or many areas within your life where you're not putting on your oxygen mask first, whether by speaking up, saying no, placing boundaries, being honest with yourself and those around you. But it's time to break out of that version of yourself and step into this new version of yourself. Someone who can place boundaries, someone who can pour into themselves just as much as they pour into other people. Your next card out is the Star. I'm going to make sure she stays covered. The Star is a card of rebirth. That is what this full moon in Cancer is trying to reveal to you at this time when it comes to your manifestation, that it's time to grow yourself into a new version of yourself in order to reach your desires. The Star comes after a Tower moment where, it seems like all is lost, where you're just so raw and bare. You could be feeling very emotional during this time. You could just be exhausted, I feel like, during this time. If you are, those are all signs that something needs to change. What is it that you wish for with this Star? What manifestation, what desire is looming over your head? It's time to take a pause and to get real honest with yourself about what you could be doing differently, about how you yourself are holding yourself back. I'm feeling like there is some self-sabotage going on here, as though there might be some low self-esteem. There could be some negative self-talk going on, just talking yourself out of things or keeping yourself so busy with other things that you don't have to focus on the real issues or what it is that you want. There could be some fear of failing going on. Whatever it is, Group 1, the energy of this full moon is the perfect energy for you to get more in tune with what's going on and make the necessary changes so that you can be reborn into the version of yourself that you're always meant to be. Your final card out is the Emperor. I love that for you. You have 2 major arcana here in this reading. This is telling me that this full moon energy is very potent for you. It's very powerful for you if you're willing to take the time to do the work. If you're willing to take the time to address your triggers, get to the root cause of them, release them, and reclaim your space. Reclaim the space that you are meant to have. This energy, if you so choose, it can help you step into your role as the emperor. This is someone who is a leader within their own life. This is someone who can become a master at whatever skill that they're trying to hone and teach that skill to other people. By you, some of you could want to be a life coach yourself, or a spiritual worker in some way, shape, or form, therapist, counselor. If you don't want to be those things, that's okay. But whatever it is, it comes down to you learning this very important lesson of recognizing your triggers, getting to the root cause of it, healing it, and then using that same energy to catapult you forward. You have the capacity to teach others that very same thing, whether you are doing it consciously or unconsciously. The simple fact of you learning this lesson and then using it to your advantage, it's like a trickle effect that then gives other people permission to do the same. It shows other people that it is possible to do it. For some of you, you are meant to be in the spotlight, and this is a part of your story that you're meant to share. And I'm getting the chills all over. My heart chakra is lighting up for you, because this is a part of your story that you are meant to share, that you are meant to use to inspire other people to claim their space. Ooh, I love that. That's so beautiful. Group 1, you are so worthy. It's time for you to see your worth, to set boundaries where boundaries need to be placed, claim your space, and step into the leader that you're always meant to be. You may want to look up angel number 2222 and master number 222, because I just saw that on the timer for you. But what it comes down to is this energy is going to help bring you into union, I feel, with the version of yourself that you were when you came into this world. Life has a way of reshaping us and molding us into something different. But you're coming back into union with how the divine created you. I love that for you. You're going to be learning realizing some things, some beautiful things about yourself, some skills, some talents, and you're going to use any ish from your past, any triggers that have been holding you back, and you're going to learn how to use that to your advantage. I love that for you. I'm so proud of you, Group 1. I hope you can feel proud in yourself, knowing that you have overcome some major hurdle that has been holding you back from reaching your manifestation. And once again, if you would like to work with me to overcome any limiting beliefs or to get to the root cause of any triggers that you may have that are preventing you from reaching your manifestation, feel free to reach out to me at the email address listed below. Thank you so much for watching. Please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I look forward to reading for you again soon. Goodbye. Hello, Group 2. You chose this quartz crystal card, and this will be your reading all about what is being illuminated to you about your manifestation. So it says, who needs it? Rock hounds. Quartz intensifies the power of all the stones in your crystal collection. Geminis. When to use it? When you find yourself believing the limitations your mind puts in front of you. Call on quartz to help you see through the illusions. Clear the mind of self-doubt, surrender to the will of the universe, and start manifesting the impossible. Enhance your vision. So I suggest you get some quartz crystal if you have not gotten any already, and carry that on you. Because interestingly enough, I just went to one of those gemstone mining companies, and my son got a quartz crystal, and they offered to turn it into a necklace for him because it's considered a lucky stone. I feel like you could use some luck on your side. You've maybe felt as though you've been unlucky, like life is not fair, like the universe is out to get you, like God is punishing you. If you have felt those things, know that none of that is true. These are just lies that you have told yourself, perhaps lies that other people have told you and that you begin to believe. You may have had many setbacks in life. You may have had many things not go your way. I would say the majority of us have. But those things have changed your brain chemistry in a way. They've changed your brain to focus on the negative. And that is what has been holding you back from reaching your manifestation. It's time to clear away the illusions, like your card said. Clear your mind of self-doubt and surrender to the will of the universe. Oh, I didn't even catch it. And it says start manifesting the impossible. What you want wants you to find it. What you want is not as impossible, like the card says, as you think it is. These are the limiting beliefs of your mind. Okay, it's almost like your mind has been put on autopilot. So what this full moon in Cancer is trying to illuminate to you is the way in which your mind has been placed onto autopilot. Autopilot to go directly to the negative. Autopilot to speak down to yourself, to tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you'll never achieve what you want to achieve. This full moon is trying to illuminate the ways in which you have been holding yourself back from reaching your manifestation. I feel like there's a bit of self-fulfilling prophecy going on. Many of you maybe had some really tough people around you as a child who spoke down to you, who made you feel poorly about yourself, who maybe you watched them treat themselves the same way, and you learned to take on that behavior. That energy is not your normal placement. Your normal placement is to feel good, to feel happy, to be positive. And this full moon is coming to illuminate that fact and to help you get back to a place of feeling good and being positive. Knowing and understanding that whatever setbacks happen in life, they're happening for your best and highest good. They're happening because they're not going to help you actually achieve the desires and the manifestation that you have set for yourself. What is meant for you will come to you. So instead of looking at every setback like one more thing that didn't go your way, look at it as something that went right. Look at it as something that went in your favor, because that's keeping you from maybe making a big mistake with your life. That's keeping you from going the opposite way of your manifestation. My love, it's time to get clear about who you really are at a soul level. You are a divine being. You are a badass full of love and light. You weren't sent here to be small, to play it small. You were sent here to shine. And once you realize that, once you fully understand that, the sky's the limit. I feel like, so I just saw this image of someone placed into a glass box. I feel like that's the energy that you feel a lot of the times in life, like you're just stuck in a box and you can't get out. This full moon in Cancer is coming to show you how you have placed yourself into a box, how you have placed limiting beliefs onto yourself. Whether someone told them to you in your past and you believed it, or whether you just keep repeating that same lie to yourself. Ultimately, at this point, it's you who's keeping yourself trapped, and only you have the power to free yourself. It's time for you to rewire your brain, to retrain your brain to focus on positivity, to give yourself that loving encouragement that you maybe didn't receive in your past. Only you have the power to do so. I am a certified life coach, and my specialty is helping people create their best life, live their manifestations. So if you would like to reach out to me for some private coaching, I could help you work through any limiting beliefs that you may be dealing with and help you see past the illusions and receive clarity on who you truly are at your core. But your next card out says Starseed. What lights you up? You may want to look up star seeds if you don't know anything about it, because this card coming out tells me that you are a star seed. This card coming out tells me that you have a very powerful purpose and mission within this lifetime. And many of us who are star seeds, we have to experience a lot of hardships. We have to learn a lot of lessons before we fully step into our power. And that's what this full moon in Cancer is trying to illuminate into your life. It's trying to get you to see the lessons within everything, to see all of those setbacks, and to not look at them as failures, but look at them as stepping stones that you can use to reach your full potential, because you do have so much to offer. You have so much to offer. It's time to see it and believe it. Also, what this full moon is trying to help you understand is that, okay, the way it came through is, this is going to sound so silly. In school, when I was younger, if someone would pronounce a word incorrectly, they would say your emphasis is on the wrong syllable, right? Like your emphasis is on the wrong syllable. And so what this full moon is trying to say for you is that you are focusing on the wrong things. Instead of focusing on the things you don't like, on the setbacks, on the mistakes, on the painful experiences of your past, focus on what makes you happy. Focus on what lights you up. Living in the past is not going to get you to where you want to go. Living in the past is not going to help you reach your manifestation. Keep your eye on the prize and keep making deliberate choices within the moment, no matter what is happening. Deliberate choices that will help you get that much closer to your manifestation. You have a very strong energy. If you've never heard that before, it's quite strong. What you focus on, you multiply. If you're focusing on the negativity, you're going to get more things that bring you to a negative state. If you're focusing on what lights you up, what makes you happy, you're going to attract more things that make you happy, i.e., your manifestation. It's time to retrain your brain. Your first card out is the 9 of Cups. Live in an attitude of gratitude. Live in an attitude of life is good. Things may not always be great 100% of the time, but there's always something good that you can hold on to within those moments. This is someone who doesn't need other people or things to bring them happiness. This is someone who has discovered that happiness within themselves. And that is what this full moon in Cancer is trying to bring to your awareness. It's trying to help you to discover that happiness within yourself. Even when everything else around you looks bleak, even when nothing around you makes sense, what can you hold on to within yourself? Can you hold on to the fact that you're a good person? Can you pour into yourself by exercising, eating right, drinking enough water, getting enough sleep, taking yourself out on a date? Whatever it is that you need to do to help yourself feel good. Even when there are dark clouds all around. This full moon is literally about helping you to really step into your power as the sovereign being that you are. The people, the things, the experiences around you don't get to dictate who you are at your core. Once again, your natural state of being is joy. So stay in that state of being. I know it can be hard when it seems like things are going wrong. And I'm not saying to not feel your feelings. Allow yourself to feel your feelings, but always come back to your natural state of being. Always find something that is healthy to bring you back to this natural state of being. Next card out is the Two of Cups. This full moon, the moon in general, is about your intuition, but especially with this full moon, it's asking you to tap into your intuition, to come into partnership, to come into union with yourself, with that sovereign part of yourself where you can tap into joy at any time, where you feel whole and complete within yourself, where you do not have to talk down to yourself, where you do not feel the need to limit yourself. This is the part of you that can be your own cheerleader. This is the part of you that will, rah and lift you up when things are going bad. You need to become that person for yourself. I feel like many of you here have not had a person like that in your life, or did not have someone like that when you were growing up. And this full moon is trying to bring that to your awareness so that you can begin to be that person for yourself. You could be waiting for someone else to step in and be that person. And once again, I'm a certified life coach. I can be your cheerleader if you like, but you don't need it. You literally can be that person for yourself. And this full moon is trying to help you do just that. Get one more card out for you. We have the Hierophant coming out. It's time to let go of what you've always done, what you've always known, what has been tradition for you. It's time to release those things and step into a new way of being for yourself. Just because you've always done something one way doesn't mean it's the only way. Just because this is what your family has passed down to you doesn't mean that you have to continue it. I feel like it's time for you to break some sort of cycle within your life group too. It's time for you to create your own tradition. Create, dare I say, your own religion. Step into your spiritual self and do what feels right for you. Do what feels good for you. It doesn't feel good to speak poorly to yourself, does it? It doesn't feel good to limit yourself and tell yourself that you can't do certain things, that you're not good enough, that you're not worthy, does it? So this is about you coming up with a plan to change that about yourself. This is about you coming up with a plan to help you learn to love yourself again, to once again claim your sovereignty, to do what makes you happy, not living your life for anyone else, not caring about other people's judgments of what you need to do in order to be happy. I feel like there's a lot of people-pleasing energy, a lot of self-deprecation. It's time to do away with that. It's time to step into what makes you happy, what lights you up. And it's time to believe in yourself. This negativity has been an illusion. And it's been a part of your journey for a reason, because you need to learn how to overcome it so that you then have the energy, the strength, the power to keep going and reaching your manifestation in the long run. Group 2, I hope this resonated with you. If it did, if it brought you some peace, if it made your heart feel a little bit joyful, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And once again, if you'd like to work with me one-on-one to overcome any limiting beliefs that you may have or any negative self-talk, feel free to reach out to me at the email listed down below. I look forward to reading for you again soon. Goodbye. Hello, Group 3. You chose this sunstone crystal, and this will be your message all about what this full moon in Cancer is illuminating in terms of your manifestation. It says, who needs it? Fellas looking to operate on a higher plane, the vitamin D deprived, all solar-powered human beings who do not, in fact, harvest life force by turning up the brightness on their smartphones. When to use it, whenever it's time to get busy, or when your disposition needs a little sunnying up. Take back your shine. I feel like the personal issue that is trying to reach resolution in your life over this next 6 months or so is what has been dimming your light, what has been dulling your shine, what has been maybe making you depressed or anxious or just feeling very blah or meh. I feel as though you've been feeling this way for some time. You could be burnt out. However, the energy of this full moon in Cancer is the perfect energy for you to discover what has been bringing you down so that you can release it and get back on the path of obtaining your manifestation. Some of you may need to get out into nature more, may need to spend a little more time in the sun, or you may want to go to your doctor and have your vitamin D levels checked or get blood work done. There could be something off within you physically that has been making you feel so meh, all right? So please reach out to your medical professional if you feel that this pertains to you. I feel like a big thing that's coming through for you, group 3. I almost wanted to say group 2. So you may want to also watch group 2. But I feel like a big thing that's coming out for you is that there's something going on with your health. You know, maybe you're not exercising like you should or eating the right things. This video is coming out in January, so maybe you're coming off the holidays and you ate a little too much junk food or drank a little too much alcohol. It happens. It could be time to get back into your routine. Maybe you're not getting enough rest, or the whole mind, body, soul connection. Maybe you haven't been doing what you need to take care of your mind or your soul or your body. This full moon is coming in to illuminate that for you. Your next card out says, get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature. I was just saying you might want to get back out into nature. There's this energy that there has been a lot going on in your head, group 3, and not enough going on in your body and your soul. You've been out of balance, and that's what you will soon realize over this next 6 months or so. You're going to discover where you've been out of balance and bring that back into balance. Whatever is going on with you, it probably took you away from your plan of attack, your plan of action when it comes to your manifestation, or it could have prevented you from even creating a plan in the first place. But once you get to the bottom of this, once you bring balance back into your life, it's going to be easier for you to move on and create a plan towards achieving your manifestation, or to get back on course in general. I feel like you've been taking on too much of other people's energies. You could work in a high stress environment. You could work in some sort of customer service environment. You could be a parent. You could be a grandparent. Just someone who is really nurturing and giving to other people or helpful to other people. And it's just been weighing on you. Even the holidays in general. If you are an introvert and then you have to spend a lot of time around families and friends to celebrate different occasions, that can drain your energy. It's time to discover where you've been out of balance and pull it back into balance. That's what's going on with your manifestation. It's like you don't even have the energy, the brain power, the emotional capacity to put into that what you want, to put towards your manifestation, to put towards creating a plan of action for your manifestation. We have everything is fine with the 10 of Swords. You've been distracting yourself. You've been self-medicating so that you don't have to deal with what's right in front of you. You could be spending too much time on your phone, too much time on a TV, too much time with other people, giving into maladaptive behaviors, eating too much, not exercising enough, staying up all times of the night watching TV. It's going to be different for all of you here. But this full moon is bringing to your awareness something that you've been ignoring. You keep telling yourself that everything is fine when it is not fine. You could, I don't know, you could have some physical symptoms that are telling you, hey, you should go to the doctor, but you're ignoring them, telling yourself that you're fine. You could be dealing with some mental burnout, some depression, some anxiety, and telling yourself that you're fine when you should be working with a therapist or a counselor. This full moon is bringing it right smack dab front and center so that you can no longer ignore it. I mean, you can choose to ignore it if you want, but it's not going to reach a resolution if you continue to ignore it. The great thing about this card here is that it's the 10 of Swords. That means you're at the end of whatever this is. And once you realize what it is, once you can put a name to what it is, then you take away its power. Then you can do what is necessary to move forward, to maybe go to the doctor, get on some medication if you need to exercise, help your body feel better, to place some boundaries, whatever it is that you need to do. But there's something in this physical world that you need to take care of, that you need to get out of your head and take action on. That is how you will get grounded. I feel like you're being called to take a pause, to not be so busy, to not be distracted by devices, to meditate so that you can fully be honest with yourself, so that you can fully check in with yourself. There's something that you're ignoring and you need not ignore it anymore. Your next card out is the Tower. So oftentimes when the Tower card comes up, it's the universe saying, you need to do something or I will. It's almost like a warning message, group 3, of if you keep ignoring whatever this thing is, something will happen that will make you take notice. Whether you get sick, whether you, I don't know, come down with some sort of illness, whether you, I mean, it's going to be different for everybody, but something will happen if you don't take notice yourself and start making a change. So make a change. This personal issue needs to reach a resolution. It's time for you to get back to yourself, to take back your shine, to release whatever it is that's been making you feel meh or blah or giving you pain. anxiety, depression. And then you end with the Empress. What this full moon is trying to illuminate about your manifestation is that there are times to take action and there are times to be still. You keep keeping yourself busy. You keep distracting yourself so that you can ignore whatever this personal issue is. And this energy of the full moon is the perfect energy for you to be still for a moment, to get quiet, to listen to your intuition, to listen to your body, because it's trying to tell you something. We have two cards here of this feminine energy of inaction, of taking that chaos energy of this tower and turning it into something new. You're being called to take whatever it is that you're being handed with this Ten of Swords and this tower and utilize it and turn it into something new, to multiply it into something better. Listen to your body, listen to your intuition. You may need to just take a break from people. You are an empath. You are highly sensitive. You may need to just get away from people. Maybe go take a week vacation by yourself. It's going to be different for all of you, but you won't know what it is until you take time to just be still, to just be. So take time to be. Your intuition, your body will tell you what it is that you need to know. And then, I just want to show you this card. I have to cover her up because she's naked, but you end with the World. This is things coming to completion. This is things doing that 180. Right? Coming full circle. You've learned the lesson. Now you can move forward into the next leg of your journey. And that's exactly what this full moon is doing in your favor. So, group 3, if this made sense to you, I feel like many of you will know exactly what it is that is being implied by this video, where you need to put your focus, where you need to pull back your energy. And others of you, it will come to you in time with the energy of this full moon in Cancer. If you found this helpful, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. If you would like to work with me one-on-one to get back to basics of how to take back your shine, of how to get grounded, and tap more into your intuition so that it can help you manifest the life of your dreams, feel free to reach out to me at the website listed down in the description box. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to reading for you again very soon. Goodbye. Hello, group 4. You chose this carnelian crystal, and this will be everything you need to know about how this full moon in Cancer is affecting your manifestation. So your card says, who needs it? The understimulated. Anybody looking to get acquainted with their fears. Hello, fear. My name is, insert your name here. We have some beautiful work to do together. Now, STFU and let's do this. When to use it? When you find your creativity or sex drive on sleep mode. Go with your gut. Okay, group 4. I feel like what this full moon in Cancer is illuminating to you is how you have been allowing your fears to keep you small. How you have been holding yourself back. It's like you've been stuck in your comfort zone, stuck in a rut, and there are things that you are doing that it's like you just keep doing the same thing over and over. Your life could seem like Groundhog Day. You might want excitement, but then you don't do anything to get out of your comfort zone. It's like you are stuck in your comfort zone. And this full moon, I feel like you're going to receive some sort of opportunity around this full moon time or within the 6 months following this full moon, but an opportunity that's going to be completely outside of your comfort zone. And instantly, it's like you're going to be excited, but you're going to want to say no. You're being called to not say no. You're being called to go out there and do it. And some of you may say no. And then you may see later the amazing pictures that everybody else from the group took, or how much fun everyone else had. And you might be kicking yourself. Please don't do that. But it's your life. This full moon is coming to show you, to shed a light on the fact that you talk yourself out of things. You talk yourself out of things that would lead you to the very desires that you have, that will lead you to the very manifestation that you seek. It's like, I just keep going back to this idea of someone wanting a life of excitement, someone wanting spontaneity, but then when they receive an opportunity, they turn it down for fear. They talk themselves out of it because it's not what they're used to, because it's outside of their comfort zone. Don't do it. Don't be that person. If you want excitement, if you want spontaneity, if you want to experience different things, different cultures, meet new people, you have to be willing to put yourself out there. You have to be willing to take a leap of faith. It's like you, Group 4, have been sleeping on life. This full moon is coming to show you how you have been doing exactly that, sleeping on life. So your next card out says, you're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. Once again, talking yourself out of things. You talk yourself out of things. Underneath the deck, you have yes. Just say yes. You're talking yourself out of things before you can even get started. You're talking yourself out of the life that you want, out of the desires that you have. For fear of so many things, fear of judgment, fear of rejection, fear of failure. But you're keeping yourself small. You're keeping yourself from experiencing the life that you want to experience. So it's time to just say yes and see where it takes you. I'm being shown that movie, Yes Man. You know, obviously say yes within reason. Don't say yes to everything. If you feel it's too much of a risk, don't say yes. But weigh those options. Look at things logically. Don't just go with, don't let the fear rule your judgment. Go with your gut. If your first gut instinct is to say, heck yeah, I want to do that, then do that. All right? Oh, I love this for you. You're already doing it. Stop overthinking. Keep facing your true north. It's like you keep talking yourself out of so many things. It's different for all of you, but stop talking yourself out of it. It's like you're headed in the right direction. Whatever it is that you've been working towards, and you keep trying to backtrack or backpedal and tell yourself, oh, this isn't it, I'm not doing the right thing. Stop doing that. Your intuition is quite strong. I feel like you are very connected with the universe, and you're doing the right things. Stop doubting yourself. Stop questioning yourself. Your gut knows. Your intuition knows. Just because you're not seeing the immediate results that you want doesn't mean that you're not on the right path. But also, it's time to get a little bit out of your comfort zone. We have the King of Wands coming out. It's time for you to step into this energy. Take charge of your life. Take charge of following your passions. Letting that fire lead you and guide you. It's time to bring that fire back into your life. Like, this person looks determined. They look like they are dead set. They have their eye on the future, and nothing is going to talk them out of it. That's the energy that you need to embrace. That's the energy that this full moon is trying to bring into your life. You have the 5 of Cups in reverse coming out next. Stop focusing on what didn't go right. I feel like you keep talking yourself out of things. You keep second guessing yourself because other things did not work in the past. Don't focus on that. It's time to let those things go and to focus on your future. Allowing your passions, your desires to propel you forward. I feel like part of what you need to do, group 4, is you need to work on your solar plexus chakra. Do exercises that will strengthen your abdominals, because that's for your lower abdominals, because that's where your solar plexus chakra is. You might want to experience some more action in the bedroom. It talks about sex drive on sleep mode. You might want to do things that help you to feel sexy. Do things outside of your comfort zone that are a little more imaginative and creative, whether that's in the bedroom or outside the bedroom. But doing these little things that will get you out of the rut, that will get you out of your comfort zone, that will bring some excitement into your life. That's how you're going to re-spark the joy. That's how you're going to reignite your intuition into being able to trust it a little bit more. Oops, I fell on the floor. All right, your final card is the 7 of Swords. You've been lying to yourself. You could have been drawn to another pile. If you were, I suggest you watch it, but you've been lying to yourself. Once again, overthinking it, telling yourself you're not doing the right things, you're not making the necessary steps, getting yourself stuck into a rut because you're unwilling to step outside of your comfort zone. Stop lying to yourself. This full moon is coming to show you the ways in which you have been lying to yourself. It's going to bring to your awareness the things that you have been doing right, helping you to, I feel like, gain that self-confidence, that trust back in yourself. But it's also going to illuminate the ways in which you have been holding yourself back, the ways in which you sell yourself short. And when that happens, you're being called to take what you need, take that knowledge that you've gained, and take it with you going forward into reaching your manifestation, into conjuring that manifestation, and leave all this other ish behind. This is the negative self-talk. This is the overthinking. This is getting too much in your head and maybe not taking enough action. This is being down on yourself, being too hard on yourself. This is you trying to convince yourself that you're doing the wrong things. Let that go. That is not serving you. This is focusing on past mistakes, past failures, things that other people said to you in the past that hurt your self-confidence. It's time to let that go. It's time to walk away from this and let this personal issue come to a close. I really feel like you can learn this lesson once and for all, because once you recognize what you're doing, once you give a name to it, you take away all its power. So if you start to recognize when you start to spiral, when you start to talk yourself out of things, overthink, have that negative self-talk, it's easier to pull yourself out of it. And that is what you're learning around this full moon time that will help you to reach your manifestation. You have to truly believe in yourself and know that you are worthy to gain that manifestation. And that is what this is all about. You are worthy. You are so capable and it is literally your destiny. So keep facing your true north, keep facing that manifestation, and you will achieve it in due time. If you would like to work with me one-on-one to help you overcome any limiting beliefs, to help you to step out of your comfort zone, come up with an action plan to light that spark again, to get you back up on that horse towards reaching your manifestation, feel free to reach out to me at the email listed down in the description box below. If this video resonated with you, if it answered some questions for you, please take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I enjoyed reading for you, and I look forward to doing it again very soon. Goodbye.